Here's what I would like to suggest to anybody who's going to be attending for the first time. Number one, study the schedules carefully. There's a lot of sessions happening in parallel, sometimes
Yes.
simultaneously, and you want to know which session is going to add most value to you.
Right.
Don't just go by the names of the speakers, go by which session makes most sense to you based on where you are in your own journey as a creator. I think that's going to be important. So have like a game plan, know exactly what you're going in for, and then go there, ace it, make the most of it.
So we are getting candid with creators yet again, now with Monsi. Hello, Monsi. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous. Thank you so much for having me here.
Of course, thank you for being with me, and I'm super excited to talk to you about this year's Creators Mela. And honestly, Monsi actually has been here way longer than me. She's actually been in the first edition at Creators Mela, and I wasn't even there. So I want to hear your perspective about, from the first iteration to now, how has this journey been, and like, what do you feel like has changed?
I can tell you two different things, and I'm going to give you two aspects of this. Firstly, in the first edition, I saw that the audience, that is the creators that were coming in, the youngsters that were coming in, were super excited but didn't have a proper direction. I think over the last 2 years, since this is the fourth one, we don't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
But I know that now when people come in, as audience members, they will be more informed about what they want to do, where they want to go, and what kind of conversations they want to participate in. So for me, that's going to be one big change. On the management side, on our side, I was a creator, I was a speaker in the first edition, and I remember we had around 90 people that could be seated inside the session, but we had to accommodate 140. People were sitting on the floors, people were standing. It was not just popular, I also thought it was an important session, yes. And I think that as an organization as well, of course, our management skills have grown. The last two editions have been just so much better, and we're so prepared to see the kind of volumes we'll have.
Right.
But for me, the biggest victory is the way everything's being handled now. I think it's just going from strength to strength, and I look forward to an even better fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh edition.
Oh, me too. Thank you. And honestly, it's really great to have people who've seen it from the beginning, because you can see the growth, you can see the process, right? And the progress that we've made. So really happy to continually have you here. With that being said, what is going to be different for you at this year's Creators Mela? How are you approaching it? Is it more of the same or something a little bit different?
As far as my sessions are concerned, well, those are going to be there. But for me, what I love is the vibe this time seems to have changed a bit. So we're going from more technical, hands-on kind of sessions to also a bit of entertainment in the mix. And I think that vibe is just so infectious. And I'm sure we'll be able to connect with so many more youngsters, so many more young creators, and I'm totally looking forward to that.
It's super excited because now we're going to be going to two different cities, right? Last year, we took Creators Mela on the road for the first time. We were in Itahari and Pokhara, but now we're going to Chitwan and the Palgunj. So that's going to be super, super exciting that we can get more people exposed to the Mela and what it's all about. With that being said, for people's first time coming to Creators Mela, what is something they should keep in mind so they can get the most value when they walk out the door?
That's a great question, because this is what I wanted to say. In the first edition, people were not sure of what to expect, which is why they were not prepared and they didn't have like a targeted plan of action. Here's what I would like to suggest to anybody who's going to be attending for the first time. Number one, study the schedules carefully. There's a lot of sessions happening in parallel, sometimes simultaneously, and you want to know which session is going to add most value to you.
Right.
Don't just go by the names of the speakers, go by which session makes most sense to you based on where you are in your own journey as a creator. I think that's going to be important. So have like a game plan, know exactly what you're going in for, and then go there, ace it, make the most of it. Secondly, very importantly, I think this is a great opportunity for creators to connect not just with other creators, but for other people in the ecosystem, all stakeholders, right? So for a creator, somebody who says 17, 18, 20, young kid with a camera and a lot of ideas, to have an opportunity to speak to you and to talk to you and possibly get connected with you on LinkedIn could possibly be a great changer, right? So to be able to not just map what they want to do, to know exactly what they want to do, but also to be able to create connections and contacts with people all across the ecosystem would be a big win.
Right. And I think, like you said, like networking is a big part of it, right? You're seeing people who are, maybe in different niches, but they're able to come together and find out where can they collaborate, which is really great. At the same time, that helps me with my next segue to the next question about there's networking, but there's also mentorship, right? So hopefully through networking, you can find some mentors at this Mela. But I want to ask you about your time as a mentor because I have heard you speak many times, and I'm always like leaving this room so inspired. At the same time, you give a lot of advice, but how has that process been? Like, transitioning from like a mentee to a mentor, but now how do you become a mentee now? Is that difficult for you because you give a lot of advice to others, but where do you even find like advice from?
This is crazy that you say it like this because I always tell people the coolest thing about my profession is that I get a chance to sit down and have conversations with amazing people. I promise you, each time I coach somebody, let's say I'm working with a cardiac surgeon, helping them write a speech, right? I'm learning 10 things about cardiac surgery, which I would never have access to otherwise, right?
Had a degree in there.
Just the fact that I have conversations with, let's say, you one day, somebody from a bank another day, somebody who plays a sport at a professional level, somebody who's writing a book, somebody who is a student in Australia, working on policy making, somebody who's an advertising agency owner, somebody who is a doctor. Just the fact that I have these gamut of conversations allows me to really be able to sort of scratch that brilliant mind of theirs. So I'm the one who's absorbing everything from all of these conversations like a sponge, taking it all in. So I am, at the end of the day, the most absorbing mentee of them all, if I were to put it like that, because I take it the most.
Right? Like, I think it's so great that in your work you could also have that opportunity to learn. Others are learning, but you're also receiving. It's like it's across the bound, which is really great. And I think it's always great to have a career that you can do that in. Which if you find out your niche, go ahead. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up now. But I want to ask you for this year's Creators Mela, could you describe it? What are the vibes in 3 words?
Fun.
Okay.
Inspiring. It's always inspiring, I think. Yeah.
Hopefully so.
Fun, inspiring, and I also think authentic because now I see a lot of creators moving towards authenticity because the entire internet, the vibe I see on the internet at this point is not so much about carefully crafted and curated content. It is more about the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It is more about the vulnerabilities.
Who are you?
It is absolutely. It is more about connecting through authentic stories. So I think that would be the third word and the third thing I would like to experience at the Mela.
That'd be great. I mean, I love that last part you brought up, authenticity. I think a lot of our sessions, we've been talking about it, but I'm really happy that you said it here, and hopefully during our workshops, people can learn more about that, how to be our authentic self, even in front of a camera. I think a lot of people, when they see a camera, are just like, they get a little different personality. Maybe right now for myself, but authenticity really does like differentiate creators, right? So super excited that you said that, mentioned that, and hopefully we can keep that vibe going for this year's Creators Mela. With that being said, we got some candid content with our creator here, Mansi, and I'm happy to see you very soon.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing you. All the best for the Mela.
Thank you so much.
Super excited to meet the creators. Thank you.
Thank you.